Hello and welcome. I hope we started. I never know when I'm sharing a screen if it works, but hello and welcome to the flipping and wholesaling. Still says live video starting. Let's hope it works. Welcome to the flipping and wholesaling houses in New York. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping or wholesaling houses, or if you're already doing it, how to grow your business. And let's hope this works. Okay, so got a question from Claire about. It still says maybe we're working. Let's hope. Oh, now it says we're live. About comping out properties using Propstream, right? So obviously, I am a big proponent of getting MLS access, multiple listing service access, and being licensed, right? There's a bunch of reasons why you want to be licensed. The first one is having access to the MLS, the multiple listing service, which is the best way to comp out properties, which is figuring out their value. But when we say comping, we mean using comparable sales to figure out the value. Okay, what did I call this thing? I don't even know what I called it. Can I change it? I don't even know. Okay, so how do you comp out properties? I should really write for value. Um, all right, so let's try some properties here. And obviously I want to. All right, let's try something. I'm going to go somewhere in El Paso, Texas. We'll go back to New York in a second. So I have a property in El Paso. See, I don't want to show these things, and I'm still sort of negotiating with the with the. I should have been more prepared for this. Okay, here's one in Brooklyn. 712 Greenwood. It's a property I saw last week. Greenwood Avenue, and that is in Brooklyn, New York. Okay, so this is actually a legal three-family. So first of all, Propstream is coming up with a value, right? It's so you always hit the details, and it'll tell you the property's worth 1.937. Okay, so it's telling you last year's worth 1.068. That's crazy, but the average sale price for its comps is 2.1 million. Now, obviously, Propstream or MLS does not know the condition of the property, right? The beauty of the MLS and why it's significantly better than Propstream is because every single comp I can look at pictures. So here, let's look at comps and nearby listings. Um, so first of all, I've seen the property, but if you haven't, this becomes much more difficult. But let's say you just want to figure out what the ARV, the after repaired value is. So I'm looking for something that's got pictures. And of course, absolutely nothing here has pictures, which is lovely. And this, you see, let me tell you what happened with Propstream. Propstream used to be much better. That says the keyframe is too low. I don't know what the hell that even means. Am I supposed to know what that means? The current keyframes are right. Keyframe range are every 2 to 4 seconds. Please update. Too low of a frames per second. I don't even know what the hell it's bothering me about. I don't know what to do here. But the problem with Propstream is that at one point they didn't get MLS closed data, and you really couldn't comp out anything at that point. Since then, they have gotten data. So here's an MLS. So this is a property. So first of all, this is where all the comps are. So I may want to go even closer, and I may say, you know what? Let me just get these comps. So you can draw a box and say, I just want this. That's all I want. And then hit search. I didn't even get this third one. So I'm going to have 3 comps after this thing finally comes through. So it's important if you know separation of where these things are and what the story is. For example, if it's the other side of train tracks or something. So here's the thing. So this is a duplex 523 Vanderbilt Street. You want to go to details and you want to hope that there are pictures. Very often there aren't. What that means is I don't really know what condition this was in. This could have been in terrible condition. This could have been in great condition. It's got no pictures. Of course, the first ones that I looked at have no pictures whatsoever, and that's lovely. I just opened it. That opened it, and you couldn't see it. No pictures at all. So this is a triplex. It's sold for $990. Now, of course, the problem is every time I open a new screen, you can't see it, and I have to share it. The new one. So here, this is what shows up. But again, no pictures. So I don't know. This sold for 990,000. It says it's worth 1.9 million, but I don't know if this was a terrible. I don't really know anything. What do I know? So I know that this was a non-arm's like transaction. Okay, it sold for 990, and someone took a regular loan for 900,000. So I don't know. And when did this sell? It sold about less than a year ago in 2022. Let me try something else where maybe I can see some pictures, because very often there are pictures, but sometimes there aren't. Let me get out of this one and just share this one. Share this tab instead. Right. So I had this. So I had this property worth about 1.8 million if it's in good shape. I thought their number was about right. Let's try something else. Oh, here's an interesting one. Okay. 119-50. Of course, I got nothing coming on my keyboard. It's always good. 119-50, 145th Street. And that's in Jamaica. Of course, I screwed that up. Sorry. Okay. So this is single family. Propstream is telling you right off the bat. The equity is 665. Now that if there's a mortgage for 200,000, that means you don't know what it is. So you want to look at what's the value. The value is 655. So there's no mortgage on it. So first of all, you see already it's got pre-foreclosure details, which is good. It's got a list pendants file 2021. They're linked properties. So you can see other properties that the owner owns, and then you've got this mortgage from 2020, an interfamily transfer. So that's not a mortgage. I'm sorry. That's just a deed. It got transferred to the owner. Now comps. So here you see pictures when it's got this little camera. So thank the Lord. So this sold for 610 estimated. I don't know why it doesn't show you what they got. I'm not really sure about that. But the house is attached, this one, and there's only one picture. So that sucks. And this is the same property, also with one picture. So we don't know the condition inside. Let's try this one. It's two family. This one actually has some pictures. So this is detached, sort of like the subject property. We have exterior pictures. We got one picture on the inside, which looks okay, cluttered, but not terrible. There's a dining room, terrible lighting, terrible. And it's got a pretty good kitchen. It's got granite countertops. And it's got an old bathroom with mismatched tile. So, I mean, anybody would look at that and want to redo the bathroom. It's really got horrible photos. Right? You want to see a lot more photos than this. Of course, every shot. So this is a two-family, and it sold for $600,000 when? September of 2022. Very, very hard to figure out when you don't know. So this is single family, the subject property. So let me see if I can see anything. So I got first of all, I'm also I'm all over the place. So the red is subject property. So I only want to see something right around here. I want to look closer. So stupid that this thing shows up there and blocks, so much. Let me get these two also. So I'm drawing a box around. The box drawing thing is terrible. It's really terrible because all these things show up and cause you problems. And then you click search, so I have this green area. So now I'm closer. I missed this guy. Right, I'm going with a much smaller radius, so that's good. So first, I got this one, public record, sold for around 610. So single family, probably worth about 610. From that, I got this one, which sold for 380. Let me see what I can see here. Maybe it's sold to an investor, which might explain some things. Yeah, it's owned by Silver Star RE1, so obviously it's sold to an investor. So that's not going to, crap. So that is not going to give us any help on, I'm sorry, I deleted it. I do that very often and I apologize. Let's go with comps again. And let's go with, maybe open this up so I can get an easier picture here. Let me draw. And it won't let me draw. Great. Just great. These are a lot of the reasons why the MLS is better. Sorry, let me go down a little more and let me zoom out a bit. Let me just use these comps. How about that? I know that's not a lot. Yeah, the comping tool is real shitty. It's really not great. This thing's giving me a V now. This is not, oh, it's ridiculous. Cancel. God, I hate this. You see, it's, you know, the MLS isn't perfect with this thing, but at least I can draw a box so I can pick a thing. And you think if you zoom in, it would only give you those comps. Look at this. I can't get. Oh, that's better. Okay, sorry. So first, I know that a single family right near it, right? Was it attached? I forgot. Let me just see the details. Let me get into this tab. Of course, I am just seeing a rotating blue box. Of course, why would this work when I'm recording? Here's the truth. The truth is you got to look at each property and you got to figure out what it is. It's not a simple thing and there's no real science to it. I wish there was some scientific way to compound properties. I'd be doing the same thing on the MLS, but with the MLS, it's much easier. Oh, here we are. This sold on the MLS. It's on 145th Street. It's a block over. Actually, same block. It's attached. The subject property is detached and it's sold for how much? 610 with a looks like an FHA loan of 596. So basically the after repaired value is about 600. That's the basic gist of it. I mean, you want to look at closer comps, right? I don't know why this is okay. I'm sharing this tab. Why do I not go back to the? I shouldn't be Xing out of that. That's really my problem. You're looking at property. So if you look at similar comparable properties and you see what prices they sold for, that's the way it is. Now, ideally, you get to look inside as you can on almost all MLS properties, which is much better because you want to see if it's an ARV, if it's after repaired value, or if it's not. But that's the basic gist of Propstream. It's getting better. It was worse before. It was better before they screwed up and lost closed comps. But now all the MLS, all the multiple listing services are trying to protect their territory. So is it possible to do? Yes. Is this number right? The estimated equity, is it always right? No. But you know, if you've got multiple free tools like Zillow or and others, and you use this number as another tool, you're going to come up with a basic idea of what it's worth. I don't know if this property is worth 650 when it's all done. It's probably, but average comps helps. You want to try and get, like, look at this. It's got a lot of comps here. So that's the basic gist of it. You try and draw a box around the area, trying not to cross busy streets if you can. You want to check to see if you're in the right school district if you're in Long Island, because sometimes the school district can make a big difference. You want to make sure you're in the same neighborhood. The truth is, in a place like Queens, it can be block to block, so you want to stay close if you can. And you're going to come up and look for comparable sales. So if the property, you know, if it obviously an attached property should be go for a little less than a detached property. Two families probably going to go for more than a single family. But these are the kinds of things you look for. And I'm not finding good subject properties to use. So I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in all the ways I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com or learntoflipandwholesale.com. And if you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on any media channel, please click the thumbs up. And please keep the comments coming. This came from a question. Thank you, Claire. So I'm happy to answer any questions you have. You can search my channel to see if I answered your question recently. If I answered it a long time ago, you can look at it and say, hey, how about an update on this? I thought I had done a comping video with Propstream before, but it's possible I didn't. So I'm happy to help you. And thank you very, very much for watching.